Hi, welcome to CMMC Automation. On this channel, we share with you tips on how to automate your CMMC compliance efforts using ChatGPT to save your company considerable time and resources. My name is Derek Phillips. I am the president and founder of Aspire Cyber. We specialize in helping small defense contractors prepare for their CMMC assessments. Also, I am a certified CMMC assessor and instructor. Let's get to the content.
In this video, I'll be showing you how to use ChatGPT to automate the compliance activities for CMMC AC.L2.3.1.10 session lock. This practice focuses on, instead of users logging off their computer after a defined period of time, the system locks. So essentially that screensaver comes on any sensitive information that the user was working on before they walked away from their computer is hidden. In order to get back into their system, they'll need to log back on once they return. Now, session lock is not in lieu of actually logging off of the system. It's just more so something temporary to ensure the confidentiality of that sensitive information. And for our purposes, controlled unclassified information. It is useful for, especially if end users commonly just walk away, say they're going to get some coffee or use the bathroom and they forget to lock their systems. Then if they're going for more than that defined period of time, again, let's use 5 minutes, for example, then the screen will automatically lock and hide whatever sensitive information was displayed prior to them walking away from their computer. But again, we want to always train our end users on the best practices, which would be if they're walking away from their computer, no matter for how long, you want to lock the system and not just rely on the session lock, but you can kind of view the session lock as a mitigating control just in case users forget. You can kind of look at session locks as a safety net control just in case users forget. We look at the practice. So you use session lock with pattern hiding displays to prevent access and viewing of data after a period of inactivity. We have 3 corresponding assessment objectives. Going to start with our initial prompt, letting ChatGPT know that okay, it was NIST SP 871 practices and assessment objectives. We're looking for concise responses that include administrative and technical solutions and also recommend evidence. So ChatGPT understands its mission. So let's get to it. Paste in the practice for 3.1.10. So we can implement the following administrative and technical solutions. We're going to need our policy. Obviously, everything, that policy is going to be that foundation, that overall governance for all of these practices. You can use system settings or third-party software, but on Windows, you can use interactive logon, machine inactivity limit. On Mac, we can go to the security and privacy settings. So any system is going to have an option where you should be able to configure the session lock. So for evidence, we're looking at documents, screenshots, audit logs, training records. Again, it's just recommended evidence, recommended solutions, Microsoft group policy, Mac OS, security and privacy settings. And remember, this session lock should activate after a period of inactivity defined by the organization policy, and then require re-authentication to regain access. So once that user returns back from the bathroom or from getting coffee, and they need to enter their credentials, they need to, at least that username and password, they need to authenticate. And this is a good point where it kind of builds on the previous practice that we covered in the previous video, so 3.1.9 for the privacy and security notices. So after the session lock, once the user returns and they need to log back in, so they hit that Control-Alt-Delete, for example, they should receive that notice prompt before being able to log on again. So each time they're logging on to the system. All right, so that's the practice. Let's prompt ChatGPT to provide us guidance for how to satisfy the 3 assessment objectives. So we've got the period of inactivity after which the system initiates a session lock is defined. Again, the organization is going to define it based on their risk-based approach. So whether that's 5 minutes, 15, but you want to make it commensurate with the risk level of the information being processed on that system. So typically establish this in your organization's security policy and gives us an example of what the policy may look like related to session lock. And in this one, we're seeing a maximum of 15 minutes of inactivity, then that session lock is going to activate and require all systems that process and store or transmit the CUI. This is example verbiage that you could include in your security policy for session lock. Policy screenshots, records of regular reviews, and then making sure that the policies and procedures and technical controls actually align. So like in this case, that the ChatGPT, without us even prompting it, it provided a sample verbiage that we can include in our policy for this practice. So for the next assessment objective, access to the system and viewing of data is prevented by initiating a session lock after a defined period of inactivity. So after that defined period of inactivity, so 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever the organization decides, the user shakes their mouse or hits their keyboard to wake up the system. Again, it shouldn't automatically log back in. They should need to first see that notification if CUI is on that system, so that privacy and security notice, then they should have to log in again. They need to re-authenticate. We want to prevent unauthorized access. We don't want someone just being able to walk by and wake up the system from the session lock and not have to log in, not have to authenticate. Again, ChatGPT is giving us more guidance around verbiage we can use in our policy, the governance for this practice and assessment objectives. So to maintain security of our systems and data, all systems will automatically initiate a session lock after the period of inactivity. This is commonly done at the operating system level, but also for the applications that are processing, storing, or transmitting CUI. Possibly want to also have this inactivity session lock at the application level as well. Some more evidence: policy, system configuration settings. So show a screenshot or actually pull up the system configuration settings, showing that session lock is enabled. All right, and for the third assessment objective, previously visible information is concealed via a pattern hiding display after the defined period of inactivity. So again, during that session lock, shouldn't be able to see what sensitive information was visible prior to that session lock being activated. So whether we have a screensaver of your cat, dog, family, examples of concealing, or just some type of pattern where it's not visible. So you have the need to have a technical solution to satisfy this assessment objective. So we have on a Windows platform, it's going to be done through a screensaver. Also giving us verbiage for the policy and then example evidence. So pretty straightforward. Next, I'm going to prompt ChatGPT to show how can I configure session lock for a Windows 11 system. So if you don't have Windows, if you're using Linux or Mac like myself, you would adjust your prompt accordingly depending on what system you're using. But ChatGPT can provide you step-by-step guidance on actually how to ensure that you're properly configuring session lock. So we're opening our settings, navigating personal settings, lock screen, screensaver settings, and then set up the screensaver. Then enable log on screen on resume. So make sure you check that box on resume, display log on screen. And prior to that log on screen, you want to display that privacy security banner. Save settings and OK. So voila, there you have it. That's how you can satisfy this practice and the 3 assessment objectives. And to close out this video, we're going to have our project plan. We want to produce that so you can take action. We want that actionable guidance. So project plan include administrative controls, technical solutions for 3.1.10. So we need to define our period of inactivity. Train staff on the policy. Again, we training staff on the best practices, so when they walk away from their system, they should lock their computer. If they don't lock it manually, they're gone for that defined period of time of inactivity, then their system locked. Or even if they're at their computer, maybe they're writing something or working on something where, hey, after that defined period of time, their computer locks. Establish the guidelines for the pattern hiding displays. And if you think about in the business setting, office, you want to make sure those displays are appropriate. So you do want to provide those guidelines on, What are employees allowed to use for their screensavers? Implement the session lock. Do that with group policy. Review compliance, audit our controls, make sure that they're working as intended. Have our project plan to fully satisfy this practice. But obviously, you need to do the work. You need to implement. You need to follow these steps. But ChatGPT has provided you that guidance on, hey, this is the plan to accomplish it. There you have it. ChatGPT has provided you step-by-step guidance on how to satisfy the 3.1.10 practice for session lock. I invite you to leave any comments or feedback that you have for this video. Let me know if you found it valuable, how I can make future videos more valuable for you. And then if any type of videos you would like, any special requests you have, videos you'd like for me to create, I'll be happy to do so. You can contact me directly at dphillips@aspirecyber.com. I'm always happy to talk CMMC and answer any of your questions. Till next time, I'll be back with 3.1.11.
Thanks for watching CMMC Automation. I hope that you got a lot of value from today's video and you use ChatGPT to automate your CMMC efforts. It's going to save your company a lot of time and money. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me at Aspire Cyber. Also, you can leave your questions in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe because it helps out this channel immensely. I really appreciate it, and good luck to you on your CMMC journey.